Hi, I'm Eric the Security Guy. On today's episode, we're going to talk about a sensitive issue, your digital data after you die. So long, and thanks for all the passwords. A generation ago, photos were kept in an album or slide carousel, and important personal information was on paper. Today, photos are on hard drives, mobile devices, and in the cloud. Many people have opted out of paper records. Our modern digital lives present significant challenges to our loved ones when we die. In his 2017 New York Times article, "Is Your Digital Life Ready for Your Death?", Tim Herrera discussed how some online services provide death planning. Facebook allows users to designate a contact to deal with their account when they die. Google's Interactive Account Manager feature can be used to notify one or more people if an account has been inactive for a certain period of time, and optionally allow them to download data. Many other services, including Twitter, LinkedIn, and Snapchat, have established basic processes so the accounts of the deceased can be frozen or deleted by their next of kin. Herrera pointed out that online backup services are particularly tricky to access, especially if files are encrypted. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The public internet has existed for over 20 years, and most of the migration to digital data has occurred within the last decade. We haven't kept up. As our new digitally enabled population ages, it's essential that this issue be addressed. This is actually part of a much larger problem to which some solutions already exist. Ironically, the same security mechanisms that protect individuals against identity thieves, fraudsters, and other criminals make life difficult for executive assistants, next of kin, executors, and people acting under a power of attorney. Laptops and mobile devices are designed to keep everyone but the owner out. Adaptive multi-factor authentication technologies are replacing simple passwords that were too easy to share or guess or share with a trusted assistant or loved one. In corporate environments, there has always been the need for shared folders and delegated access to inboxes and calendars. In some cases, people achieve this by sharing a password, usually in violation of policy, but they're trying to get the job done. Common Office solutions, including products from Microsoft and Google, provide the ability to share and delegate access to selected resources. Perhaps from a security perspective, the best way to deal with data beyond death is to recognize it as a case of conditional delegated access. In other words, let account owners decide who should have access to their accounts and what privileges they should be granted, both before and after death. Most people have dozens of online accounts, including email, online file storage, banking, insurance, games, investments, and a multitude of other services, including your YouTube account, where you are, of course, hopefully subscribed to this channel. Businesses increasingly prefer to interact with consumers online. Addressing this challenge on a per-service basis is just not practical. Imagine the burden of dealing with dozens of online services, each with their own policies and procedures. A better solution is widespread migration to a service-independent authentication authorization model. Technologies to accomplish this include OAuth, OpenID, and SAML. They already exist. In corporate and government environments, these approaches provide additional control and reduce the number of passwords employees need to remember. For example, businesses that use Office 365 or Google Workspace can configure them to authenticate users against a corporate authentication service instead of burdening users with yet another password. Okta provides industry-leading single sign-on and service provisioning. In the consumer space, many services allow social login. For example, allowing users to leverage their existing Google or Facebook credentials instead of creating a new one on a particular service. In the future, all products should allow users to select an authentication service when they sign up instead of choosing a password. This will create a new consumer market, the authentication provider. While some people may be comfortable using Google or Facebook, others will prefer a paid service that provides robust, risk-adaptive multi-factor authentication. And as an added benefit, this could alleviate the need for each product developer to create their own, often flawed, authentication system or authentication layer. Authentication providers will enable flexible, delegated access to address a myriad of personal and business requirements. In the event of death or disability, one or more designated individual could be set up to gain access to all accounts through this single authentication provider. Delegated access will make life easier for families and businesses on a day-to-day basis, as well as facilitate access to digital data beyond death. Thank you so much for watching. Please help me out by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. As always, if you have any questions or like to suggest a topic for a future video, please leave a comment below. I'd really love to hear from you. See you in the next video.